Like, oh
Is
yeah,
it, like,
before I
actual
had
crush?
a crush on this, and you still think that they're pretty cool,
Well,
or
Yeah,
like
or
the-
is it
the
just an
example-
appreciation for the character?
Well, the
Yeah.
example that I had in mind was actually Aaron Hansen, because it was from, I was watching like a compilation, and they were talking about like characters that they had crushes on or whatever, and he was like, oh yeah, I still have a crush on Sailor Moon, or whatever her actual name is. And I was just thinking about it, and I was like, that's a little
How old is Sailor
troublesome.
Moon? Wait, how old is Sailor Moon?
She's like 15 in the show,
In
right?
the thing, she's a high schooler.
Oh, okay.
So she's like 15, 16 or something.
I like this angry cat. It's pretty funny.
Very good.
He's-
I like it.
he's so
I love the
angry.
beach.
I love the beach. Just angry, swiping at the camera. Love the beach.
I guess in my head, the justification is that like people might think that when they age, the character's aging with them, even though that's not true.
Well, because I mean, like, in literally every other context except for fictional media, they do. You know?
Right.
Like, your childhood sweetheart will grow up to be, like, the same age as you for the rest of your life, you know? But then it is kind of weird to think that, like, this character from your childhood remains that young forever, unless they have, like, a piece of media that comes out later where they grow older.
It just reminded me that there's this really awkward scene in Kingdom Hearts where, like, the plot of Kingdom Hearts is that Sora can't find Kairi and their childhood friends. But then in Kingdom Hearts 2, when he still hasn't seen Kairi for like several months, maybe a year, he like imagines his older self, who is notably taller and is like going through puberty. His older self just like hugging a still child Kairi because it's the only Kairi he remembers and has seen. And it's like,
Just
but
like,
then later in the
Sora.
cutscene, you see an actually grown up Kairi who is somewhere else, and it's just like, what?
Sora, you can't do that. That's
Like, I
not
know
okay.
that you haven't seen her in a while, and that's all I remember, but come on, man.
that's not okay.
I was watching Oni plays, and they made a joke like, what if, what if instead of imagining himself hugging Kairi, he imagined an older, non-existent 30-year-old himself hugging Kairi?
Oh
It's such a strange ideology, imagining your current crush, but imagining yourself being older.
It's very strange.
So strange.
They do that in Kingdom Hearts because, like, logically it makes sense that Sora doesn't know what Kairi looks like now because he hasn't seen her in like a month. Or
That
not a
is
month,
pretty
like
true,
a year.
yeah.
But also, come on, man. Like, really?
You could have just used the older model, just cause.
I
Yeah,
mean, they
but
also
he
could
would've
have
done
just
what he
not.
did.
They also could have just not did that
Oh
scene.
yeah, they could have just avoided
Just
the
stretch
situation.
her out,
They
just make
totally
her
could.
taller and make her like a
Oh
little
my
could've-
god! Look at all the landmines.
Oh my god!
They could have done the thing where early on Kingdom Hearts Sora's like still wearing his old clothes, but he's obviously outgrown them. And like his fucking
Oh yeah,
big ass chicken legs.
they
are
look
sticking out.
really weird.
Yeah, he's got big lanky legs.
I like his
Half of the picture looks
outfit in 2.
And 2 is good, and 1
It's just weird. It's a little.
he's got a
janky.
zipper going from his fucking neck to his like butthole.
How else is he gonna shift? He has to remove everything. Zach!
I forgot that there were fucking landmines behind the barriers. All right, that's pretty fair.
Okay.
Am I?
Oh
what the
my
fuck just
God.
happened? Oh, the giant mech was
It
there.
was right there.
I didn't
Okay.
know it was there, dude. This is the only.
No, I
boss-
didn't know either.
This is the only boss fight that's been hard so far.
If what he said is true, this'll be dangerous. Run away.
You know, I was thinking. I'm thinking about it now because I know I know. Oh my god, I should probably leave. I know I literally was just talking about how, or like we all agreed, like, yeah, it's kind of not cool to have like as an adult have crushes on characters that you were that you had when you were younger. And I was just thinking about it, and it's like, yeah, I guess that means I should really rethink my opinion on Starfire and stuff like that. Because it's like, I realized that I never really thought about this before, and I was like, oh yeah, because I remember it was on stream before, I was like, oh yeah, Starfire is super hot. And I didn't really
You
understand
fool,
why.
Blackfire.
I don't like Blackfire, she's too cruel.
I mean, isn't she an adult in fucking Justice League?
She's an adult in most fiction. It's literally just the Teen Titans comics that she's a teen. But
Right.
she's also a
But that's-
different. But she's also a different character in those. Like they use her as like fish out of water sex bait, which is very strange.
With terms
I guess.
Although that being said, what's the show that they is it? It's not Young Justice, but what's the show where you get all those funny clips of of Starfire being like, Robin, you can't do that here, and Robin goes, No, I mean shoot them, and she's like,
Yeah, no, that
Oh, I'm
was
sorry.
the movies that they did. A few of the movies.
Those are really
I
funny.
think that was Judas Contract. That specific line.
I think so, yeah.
Perhaps. But yeah, back to the topic. Well, like,
Do
if
you
you
have
know
any
that-
characters you
Kingdom
still have
Hearts.
crushes on, Lawrence?
Back to Kingdom Hearts.
I can't really.
Back to Kingdom Hearts. God damn
Far
it.
back.
you better run.
But like, if you're crushing on a fictional character and you know it's just fictional, if you're not actually like super serious about it, does it matter?
How do you be super serious at crushing on a fictional character?
Zach, you've been on the internet, you've seen the people that do that.
No, I know, but like, what's the like? That's just delusion, right? Does being delusional mean that you're super serious, quote unquote?
Weaken its electromagnetic
Sometimes yes.
Sometimes yes.
I guess I'm thinking about it more in line of like people who are like, dude, I love tall women. You can be super serious about liking tall women by only dating tall women. Like, there's no way that a person can only date Raven from the Teen Titans. Like that's not a thing that makes sense. Although I guess you could
kind of
just.
close by doing a lot of weird things.
You're not wrong, actually. you know what? You are very true. Ow.
Not my statement. I am here. I exist a lot.
You are.
I exist.
If there's one thing I can say for sure myself, it's that I exist.
I think.
Everything
Or
else
do
is
I?
up to interpretation.
But Lawrence, I realized that I realized that I probably actually like interrupted your statement wholesale. Was there something that you actually wanted to say about that?
No, just that. Like, if you know it's fictional and it's clearly, you know,
Oh,
so like,
Zach, you don't need to destroy the tanks.
I know. I think. Oh God. It's just.
I'm just trying to find the words for it.
Twitch chat
if you know
during
it's
an Ace Attorney
fictional,
enemy forces
doesn't matter.
Perjury.
Perjury.
This guy hates the law!
What he said is true. This'll be dangerous. Run away for now. Mr.
Sorry,
President.
Lawrence.
You remember that part in Ace Attorney?
Or not.
Listen, dude. You remember that part in Ace Attorney 3 where they put a character who is straight up dead?
straight up dead.
Like that?
Where they put a character who is straight up dead in a sexy maid outfit in order to get a horny old man to tell them secrets?
If what he
Secrets
said
about
is
the
true,
universe.
You remember that?
run away for
'Cause
now,
I remember
Mr.
that.
Yeah.
All right, now Lawrence may go. Now that I'm done.
Recharge facility. Target area is powerful.
Again, I'm trying to figure out the words I'm trying to say here, but
The energy supply should be cut
I guess
off first.
basically what I'm saying is, if you're crushing on a fictional character, and it's not like, as I said before, it's like it's not serious, like it's not consuming your everyday life. Does it matter?
I think
Like
then it's
liking
more like an
a fictional
appreciation.
character doesn't instantly make you a pedo.
I was about to say, I guess, does it come down to you specifically look for porn with that character in it, right,
I
or
was gonna
something
say,
like
Okay,
that?
that's weird.
That's
Because
different.
Well,
yeah.
because I guess, because I'm still thinking about it, right? The idea of like what makes it serious, and I guess it's sexual attraction, where it's like, you know, I like Shantae. I think Shantae is not only a fun character, but she also has a great design. I don't look up Shantae porn. So does that mean I'm not serious about my adoration for Shantae?
Maybe
Like I said, I think
serious
it's
isn't
just
the
you
right
appreciate
word
the
at this point
character.
I think you're right.
Yeah, you can still appreciate the character.
god. Landmine.
You guys thought I was gonna walk into them like some sort of fucking idiot.
5 seconds later.
Yeah. I don't know. That was just one of the topics that I
God.
wanted to bring up because I was thinking about that because I was watching the Game Grumps compilation or whatever.
Not
just-
these nuts, but.
What's the
Yeah.
fucking?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of. There's this concept in my head of like air mines, which are like usually in fantasy or magical or like really high tech universes where there's just like landmines that can float in the air that spikes over them. I don't remember what I originally first saw that concept from because I used it in one of my D&D things.
Call of Duty.
I about to say they did have that in Call of Duty, but that,
I
so
never
that was
played
based,
Call of
but that
Duty.
was based on like real stuff.
Yeah.
I never played Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Black Ops 1? 2? 1?
I've never played Call of
I
Duty.
mean, I think it was the one I know it from is Modern Warfare 3, but I think it was in 2.
Oh,
and
you
Black
know where
Ops
I
1.
you know where I got the concept from?
Call of Duty?
Mario 64.
Well, there you go.
That's where I got
Nice.
the concept from. It was from fucking the Bowser fights where there's those floating things you throw them into and you go, so long, Gabe Bowser! So long, Gabe Bowser!
I guess those are more like depth charges, right? Because they're
Right, but they're in
because
the
they're
air.
explosive in the
Well, yeah, they're in
exactly.
the air
They're like
instead
depth. So wait, what's the opposite of depth?
Shallowness? I
Lack
don't know.
of depth.
No, because shallowness still implies that it's beneath something. It's just not very far beneath it. So it's like you'd have to find a
Above
word
it.
that's like above. Float. I guess it would literally
Float.
be float mines or float
Floating
charges.
mine.
Because if it's depth charge, I guess the other one would be a float charge.
The way that I conceptualized it,
which was my favorite class about programming.
The way that I had it was that the party was like, they entered a room, and they just saw a bunch of these things floating at like anywhere between head to like waist to shin height of these just spike balls that they knew were going to explode if they touched them.
How did they know this?
Sorry, what?
How did they know that they were gonna explode if they touched them?
Because they saw someone else die by touching them earlier.
Ah, game tutorials, I get it.
Yeah. So, they didn't go through that room. is the solution they did. They just went around it.
They just nope.
They're like, let's go to a different room.
Depth charge is a really cool name.
It's a good word, right? It's like it's
Yeah.
one of those words where you ever read that letter that Tolkien wrote to his editor, where he just described like the 5 best words or the 5 best phrases in the English language. And the only one I remember out of the 5 is his number 1. It was like his favorite phrase, and it was cellar door.
Cellar door.
Yeah, it was mostly because he had a British accent, where if you said cellar door, it was like poetic or
Oh.
whatever.
I get that.
But it's like, I think it'd be kind of interesting to do something like that. I mean, obviously you'd have to be some sort of a respected author or
Tier
whatever.
list.
Well, yeah, like a
Every
tier.
word in the dictionary.
Well, it's not even words, it's like phrases, right? Like, imagine that. Imagine if we had an actual following, it would be like, hey, send us phrases on Twitter.
Alright, D
Oh
tier.
my
Albatross
God.
around the neck.
No, I was about to say that was S tier.
Oh my god.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
and it's time to bring it back. All right. Oh my God, there's still so many yellows.
Holy cow, there's so many refueling stations.
What tier would Cellar Doors be in this tier list?
Ethan Winters every
point.
20 seconds. Very true.
Then he just pours the thing on it and slaps his
Like,
hand
they don't
back on.
even
He's
try
good.
in Village. Like,
Well,
they don't even try.
I mean,
Well, they
not to spoil anything, but they do explain it.
Yeah. I watched a bunch of stuff after we had our conversation, Zach.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Because I was like, you know what,
I talked with
know how-
Adrian about it too, but I basically only talked about Lady Dimitrescu. Tall lady who
yeah, I
gets
watched a
tall
bunch
lady
of,
who gets taller
uh,
over the course of the game. Pog.
She gets big.
Wait, did he actually get taller? What's the game?
Yeah, long story short, she has this whole lizard thing going on, and you know how like crocodiles and other reptiles, if they just keep eating, they'll just grow larger infinitely. So the idea is that at the beginning, like 8 years ago, when she first like came to the village and got her powers, she was like 5 foot whatever. And by the time that you get there, she's 9'6", according to Adrian.
By the time you get there, she becomes a Latvian general.
Yeah, she's a Latvian general, correct? But then because of the actions that you take throughout the game, you're stressing her the fuck out. Oh shit! Because of the actions that you take throughout the game, you're stressing her the fuck out, and so she starts stress eating all of the prisoners that she had collected over the years. And so by the end of the game, or not the end of the game, but like the final time that you fight her, she's canonically like 2 inches taller than when she started.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then you
Are you
kill her,
safe
so all
on
those
those
people are worth nothing. Landmines.
You were about to charge right into that.
No, I was fine.
Question: did you guys grow up playing Pajamas?
1 or 2.
No,
What's the
parents did though.
what's the other game that company made? It was like it had like a fish. What the
Freddy
fuck?
Fish.
Freddy Fish.
Yeah, I played that one.
Yeah. I played all of them because my school actually had a bunch of computers when I was very young, which is very fortunate, and I was decent at math back in the day, so I would do my homework really, really quickly, not correctly, quickly, and then I would be like, "Can I play computer now?" And then they're like, "Sure, let me grade this." Can you play computer while I grade this? Like, yes, and then come back like, "You got a D-." I'm like, "I got to play Freddy Fish."
I got to play Freddy Fish. Hell yeah!
Worth it.
Alright, so the refueling. So, okay, how the fuck am I supposed to do this, dude? Let me swap to this and just fucking shoot the shit out of this.
Hell yeah.
I missed!
I think it didn't render all the way.
I think it follows my cursor after it fires. Electromagnetic armor
Works of
decreased.
visual art copyright.
You gotta copyright your art, or else people will die.
Well, specifically women in New York.
I really enjoy this, Lawrence. Do you have like is the website just a collection of a bunch of those? Because you said
Yes.
Can you send me the URL? Because I'd love to check it out.
Oh,
Ah,
absolutely.
fuck!
Whack!
Dude, I can't. The landmines, they're my fucking enemy, dude.
You can check it out here.
So is that big ass robot.
Right, but the big ass robot I can handle. Kinda.
Alright. Has anyone else watched Bad Batch?
Oh yeah, that came out. Well, obviously by my response I did not, but was it good?
Yes, absolutely. Dave and I have been talking about it.
Cool.
Very, very good.
I'm a little behind on my modern shows. I just started watching Invincible.
Dude, it's so good.
I look forward to
pretty
talking
good.
with you about Invincible.
The animation is very good.
Yeah, very much so.
Zach
And
has
it's got
told me that he
J.K.
does not
Simmons.
like it very much.
What?
The animation
Besides the
style
animation.
itself, or some elements of the animation.
Just Invincible's story.
There are certain like because most of the story is like pretty okay. I look forward to the characters when they like interact with each other.
Oh,
But I have
the last one.
all right, we're doing it again.
Running it back.
Yeah, I don't know.
To the top.
Like I was telling this to Saba, Grant, but you well okay. So the Indivisible in Invincible they have
Indivisible.
they have you know Mark's in that relationship with Amber or whatever, right? I realized because I was telling this to Saba. I realized that they kind of do a superhero version of, you know how like people say that if you want to date, you gotta learn the game or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the idea of like, oh, you know, a woman will think that they're giving you clues when in actuality they're just doing stuff that any normal person would do. So it's like, oh. You know, whatever. They do that in Invincible, but like the superhero version where it's like, oh, well, you weren't supposed to string her along for 5 months. You were only supposed to string her along for 1 month until you told her your secret identity. And it's like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? You specifically told Mark not to tell anybody because it could endanger their life. If he loved this girl, why would he want to endanger her life at all? And it's like, oh, you're so silly. Just go fuck yourself. I hate this show.
You're so silly.
You're so silly. I'm just gonna jeopardize our entire relationship over fucking arbitrary bullshit. Ugh. And then also I really dislike Omni-Man. But that's obvious. Fuck. I forgot those
my
things. I
God.
forgot those things are moving landmines, alright? Give me a break.
Will it be easier if you just use like the rocket launcher?
The rocket launchers are really high single target, whereas this auto targets.
Whoa, what just happened there?
Lawrence, Lawrence, I'm gonna need you to be my emotional support.
There's really no way to like upgrade your mech because that's kind of bullshit. That you can just one-shot
So I've been
you.
picking up defensive and offensive cores, but the defensive and offensive cores, what they do is that the defensive cores give me more pips of health. So like I straight up have more light bulbs than I did a few missions ago, right?
Okay.
And then the offensive cores just give you a flat boost to damage that your weapons deal. So by the end of the game, when I've, you know, done the entire game and I've collected a bunch of them, I'll just have like 2 rows of health bars and stuff like that, so it'll be a lot easier. But as of right now,
I was gonna say, can we run it back though? Like, can we get them again from the same level? Or
I don't
no?
think so, because when so in the previous play or yesterday, I guess, when we went back to try and get the statue of my deceased father and destroy it, there were armor and offensive chips that weren't there the second time. Yeah, so I don't know. I think this is just to get good, because in all honesty, and I mean I already knew coming in that this was the most difficult boss fight in the game, because there is one boss fight at the very end that's kind of tricky, but there's just the boss has a weak spot, and it's the only boss that I can think of in the game that has a weak spot. So as long as you're aware of that going in, you'll be fine. So I don't know. I think this is just a case of get good, you know.
What a horrible night in general, dude.
What a horrible night in general, my guy. Which, by the way, Castlevania Season 4, get hype.
Yeah, hi.
Ooh,
I can't describe to you guys how many times over the past few weeks I've said, like, to myself or to like whatever relative is listening, man, I really wish I was still in California living with my roommates, because we have fucking Castlevania Season 4 and Love, Death, and Robots Season 2 coming out fucking this month or next month early.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I'm like, dude.
I mean, you remember how last season went though for Castlevania,
Right, but apparently
which was
this
just a little annoying.
apparently this season's better according to people that got
I really
early
hope
screenings.
so.
Yeah. I mean, at least the action was cool. Kinda.
Action's always cool, but it's like,
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world.
God,
Flesh, flesh.
You remember when Alucard just did nothing for the entire season and then got raped by twins? That was cool.
President, there are 5 areas remaining.
yeah, that happened.
That was a thing.
I actually forgot that happened.
That was all Alucard did the entire season.
He and then he became angry.
He did also.
He also
become-
fished.
He also fished.
Did he play the fishing minigame?
The oh, I gotta turn around.
I
He
guess
played
so.
VR fishing simulator.
So Lawrence, I was cutting up the Adios video today. Holy shit, is that video gonna be really boring for like the general audience?
Oh boy.
Because I thought we had like a pretty okay time, right?
Yeah.
But like I was like, okay, I gotta cut as much of this as possible so that way it's like short, right? Or as short as it possibly can without the narrative being sacrificed, because obviously it's a very narrative focused game. The video is 53 minutes long.
Oh
my
boy.
god.
And one of the things, and Lawrence, we gotta work on this next time, buddy. But when the characters are just like talking, you gotta stop just whipping the camera around looking at everything, because I was constantly having to cut between like this perspective and that perspective, so on and so forth. And every time I did, the camera would jump a little bit. And with so many cuts like in a row, it was jarring to the point where I started feeling nauseous. So I had to do, what's the transition called? I think it's like smooth cut, where it just slowly transitions the individual pixels on screen.
Yeah.
So like every 3 seconds, the footage like goes jello for a second, so it can transfer from one thing to the next. It's really funny.
Well, that was because like you could move around the environment while a dialogue is happening.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around like, should I be interacting with something
Yeah, should
right
I
now?
be
So
doing
just,
something? Yeah, like the soda pop scene, right?
Yeah.
You were going around like fiddling with stuff on the desk, and it was like, oh, this is like totally fine. But I guess it's because the camera didn't have any like smoothing blur on it or whatever. But like every time you snap from side to side, it was just like, oh god, my stomach.
Oh my.
But it was
Is
weird.
the one with the landmines?
It is?
Yes.
Are you sure? How can
Yeah,
we
I'm pretty
tell?
sure.
Is there a specific thing
Run
I
forward.
can? Is there a? Thank you. I'm glad you got on. Is there a specific thing we can do to make doubly sure? All right. But yeah, so that video will be finished tomorrow and then uploaded and then scheduled for upload next month, since it's just fodder. Lawrence, we do got to get together again though. We got to record Minute.
No, yes, indeed.
Although we are recording Firewatch tomorrow as well, so that's
Oh,
another.
yes,
So that's
indeed.
another fodder. So that's another fodder video. I
Oh.
want to get like 8 months ahead. That'd be great.
Oh my.
Speaking of getting together, besides the fucking barbecue that Saba invited those of us West Coasters to and hasn't organized anything for yet.
Was she serious about that, or?
No, she
I
hasn't said
wasn't
anything.
sure.
She hasn't If she was serious, I assume she would organize.
By the way,
something
yes,
for
she
it.
was serious because she talked about this independently, and she was like, "Yeah, it's a shame that you're not gonna be able to go, Zach, but hopefully you don't mind." And I was like, "Uh-huh."
Ow.
Well, in that case, she hasn't reached out to I don't think any of us about planning
Nah.
anything.
Be busy.
But besides that, either late next month or early the month after, I have some friends from the East Coast that are going to be coming over to the West Coast and visiting.
Cool.
Because they're visiting relatives that live 30 minutes away from where I live by car.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I looked it up on maps and I was like, the place is 8 hours away. And they're like, no, it's 30 minutes away. What are you talking about? And I looked and I was like, oh, I don't have a car, so my maps is by default set to walking.
That's pretty good, actually.
So yeah.
Eight
So they're gonna
hour
be
walk.
coming
That's how
over.
my grandparents went to school.
We used to walk uphill and downhill in the
Uphill.
rain.
I used to walk up downhill simultaneously.
I used to walk up
What's wrong with
rain,
your
down
legs,
clouds.
sir? Are you okay?
I had to
Oh,
go
Big
to
Mac's
New York
there.
City
Oh,
and
God,
a
Big Mac.
Mecca, and a giant spider robot tried to attack me. But that's just a Tuesday for me.
Our mechas back in the day ran on gas like God intended.
ran on fucking Michigan coal.
Oh my god.
I only
Red-blooded
touched the
Michigan
mines
coal.
3 times.
God, I'm so looking forward to finally breaking through all this bullshit. And then when I finally get around to like shooting the laser core of the mech, dying
It just
immediately.
killed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in theory, what I'm assuming is going to happen is that I'm going to do all this, then I'm going to break the refueling station, and then it's not going to be able to move anymore. because I swear to God, if that's not the case, I'm gonna have a fucking conniption.
Be careful.
I know. Oh, come on!
And that.
It was like.
Save the town in this condition?
Shut the fuck up, Jody.
Can you save the town in this condition?
Oh my God.
No,
this is so
Mr.
terrible.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
All right,
I'm
next
just...
next fucking banter topic. Does somebody have something from the day that they would like to share? Because I am about to scream.
I'm just thinking about animals that don't have optic permanence and how funny that is.
Like Adrian?
What is-
Yeah. Who are you?
That's not
Why are
object
you in my
permanence, that's
ears?
memory.
Why are you in my ear?
Why are you?
Where are you? I don't see you.
Talking.
Where are you? I don't see you. It's pretty funny.
I can't see you. I don't have visual stimuli here.
Don't want to see heaven in person. You'd better run.
God. If you don't want to see heaven, you better run. I mean, I want to see heaven eventually, I guess.
How much of a large Caesar's cheese pizza could you guys destroy before you passed
Oh
out?
my God, Adrian.
I would say 2 slices and I'm done.
60.
2 slices!
I open the box and it kills me on it.
I opened the box, the smell is so strong.
So spoiler, no.
I like the phrase of "it kills me on impact," like the pizza is
Yeah.
assaulting you.
The
Like
scent
it
punches you.
launches from the box.
It's like in those cartoons where like a pleasant smell like goes up someone's nose, but instead it
It's
forms
just
2
a
hands and
fist.
snaps your neck.
Yeah.
It's just like a really buff set of arms. It's
Yeah,
just
then
like
it snaps,
stuff
it
punching
grabs
you.
both sides of your head and snaps your neck.
Yeah.
What about you, Grant? How much of a large Caesar's cheese pizza could you demolish before passing out?
Like 4, 5 maybe.
5 whole.
5?
5 whole pizzas. No, like 5
whole
slices.
pizzas.
I had 6, which is why I was so
Oh my
tired.
god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was very tired. I also hadn't eaten all day.
It took a grand total of like 5 banter topics to rouse Adrian from his slumber.
It also took me playing the parts in the background as well.
Also true.
Oh, nice.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Oh, Zach,
Don't
I
do
wanted
it.
to ask. This is a banter topic. What's Grant and like the YouTube channel with the ugly visuals
Oh
with
yeah,
great
yeah,
content?
yeah. Okay, so
Oh,
there's that
yeah.
YouTube channel that you recommend a few
What's
times, and the guy does videos about like interesting factoids, I guess, kinda. I hate his voice. I hate the way that he talks, like just his general cadence, and I think that the artwork is terrible. So this has been many months in the making, but I was going to ask if you would be willing to have a reoccurring segment whenever we had nothing else to talk about, where you basically just recite the facts of like the more particularly interesting videos, because I
I'm trying
find
to remember what channel you're talking about, though.
he has like all the art has like wide faces and shit. I'm trying to think of the video that.
like white.
Is it Salmonella?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Salmonella.
yeah. I hate everything about it except for the facts. That like the cool factoids that he shares are really neat. Literally everything else is fucking cancer to my ears and eyes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love Salmonella.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. But
Grant
the
famously
fuck is
loves
that
eating
supposed
raw
to mean?
chicken.
Yeah.
Addicted
What the
to it.
fuck
Just
are
can't
these
get enough of
drawings?
the taste of raw chicken.
What
It's
are these
so
drawings? I just found salmonella.
Probably
it's not
MS
even
Paint.
it's not even just the artwork, right? Because not so. This is basically what's the name of it? It's like a brief history.
I hate
of,
everything.
Well, I hate it's very similar to I Hate Everything's icon, but I mean the no. There's another YouTube channel that's like like a brief history of whatever, and it's like the most famous one that he has is like brief history of the world.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Like I don't mind channels that have like shitty artwork with narrative over them. Like that's not the problem. It's just like I hate the way that Salmonella's voice works. And then I also
Kato's voice works.
and then I hate his attitude because like the video that Grant had recommended like months ago, I watched it and like every 2 seconds he was like, "Hey, you don't believe me? Go fuck yourself." And I was like, "What?" This is really weird. Or like there was like a particular part where he was like, "Yeah," and so I thought that was really interesting. And when I went to go research it, I stopped because I had better things to do with my time. And I was like, that's what this video is about, though. Like, the video is about interesting things. Why would you have better things to do with your time? This is what you do. That'd be like me playing Metal Wolf Chaos and just skipping this fucking level because I bet. What the fuck just hit me?
It was the laser. The robot's there.
What? Oh, God damn it! Fuck this game. Get your head in the game, sir. What do you want me to do? He doesn't warn me at all. There's no sound of him like charging at the laser. It's just charged and then he shoots at me.
I think that's exactly what that robot wants you to do.
If I had a penny, I'd have one suit.
Facts.
Spitting hot facts.
I was like, I'm gonna say something really insightful and funny here, and my brain's gonna fill it in as I go, and my brain was like, dude, no, please.
No, please.
Please no. I'm still processing the pizza.
I'll be honest, the Kingdom Hearts, I had my second win, but I've truly, my flame is doused.
Oh, no.
With pizza.
Bad.
With
God.
pizza.
Oh my god,
Like
$7
the
has
inner-
like millions of views per video.
Like
Correct,
you go
yeah.
into,
Yeah.
you do the anime zoom in of like a black void in my heart, and then there's like the candle, the flame of hope that's burning brightly, and then just 6 floppy, wet, greasy slices of Caesar's pizza just flop onto it and knock over the candle, and it douses and just burns out. That's my insides right now.
Oh, there's a
my
fucking
God.
giant.
I would laugh.
Why does
way
it
more.
have the same fucking icon on the mini-map? Couldn't they make the fucking boss icon slightly different? And I know that it's bigger, but you know what it looks like? It looks exactly the same as every other fucking enemy on the map! I literally
You know-
noticed it at the last goddamn second.
You guys know in My Hero Academia in the scene where All Might's like flame is dying out and he's like trying to keep it alive?
Is that you?
It'd be way funnier if instead of just the flame naturally going out, just a big fat messy pizza slice just fell on top of it and smothered it.
No, this is the last of my pizza.
This is the last pizza. And then it zooms out and he's eating pizza with all for one. And all for one's like
Oh.
pushing the pizza against his mask and he's like, "What?" It's like, this mask is really inhibiting my ability to eat pizza one for all. And the guy's like,
Well,
yeah,
now
I
you
know,
just
I
sound
that
like
was
you're an
intentional."
Invader Zim side character.
God. I
so-
still think about You Love Ice Cream God once in a while.
I would
No,
like to take a brief moment to proclaim that, I mean, I've always known this, but I am a fool. Literally the first thing that Jody says when you restart the fight is, you should take out the source of the energy first, which is this thing. So in theory, if I take this out, he won't be able to shoot the big energy beam at me anymore.
Is that not what you were trying to do the entire time?
I was trying to clear out everything, but this thing is all the way in the back of the level, so I was saving it for last.
I thought you did these already though.
Right, but you have to destroy the whole thing, not just the tanks.
Oh, did you not?
No, because normally what I would like to do is I would like to wait until I have my So How Do You Like Me Now, so that way I can just easily destroy the whole thing in like a single burst. But nah, apparently I should just take it out first, which is what I'm gonna do.
Oh, I thought
was
you
aware
already
she
took it
told
out.
you to do that. I just thought that's what you were trying to do the entire time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nope, I thought I had to clear out the whole thing first, because I thought it'd be efficient.
He just dies, you beat the level.
Yeah, there you go.
Time for a counteroffensive.
Well, now I think I can
Counteroffensive.
shoot him. Actually, his electromagnetic armor is still really high, so in theory I should actually go and destroy the rest of the targets now. Ow, ow, ow,
He
ow.
can't use his laser. Oh, he has missiles though,
He
right?
still has the missiles, but he can't use his big laser.
If you had a gun, what would you want to come out of it?
Pizza.
Potatoes.
Lawrence.
It's just Lawrence.
Okay. Okay, second question. How quickly would you want these objects to come out of your gun?
Lawrence's per second.
The speed of an assault rifle.
I want it to come out as slowly as possible, but still go the long distance anyways. So it's like seeing a bullet go in slow motion. But
Yeah,
a
it
potato.
just goes in a straight line, floating very slowly through the air. I would want a gun that shoots atoms.
They all shoot atoms.
Yeah, but I want mine to shoot
Like who?
atoms
A
of
math teacher,
oxygen.
Adams?
It's true. My math
What if you
teacher.
got two guns and shot them at each other so the bullets collided?
I would like a gun that shoots other equivalent guns, so that way I can have an infinite string of guns that shoot themselves.
You just make a
Isn't
whip
that
at that
it?
point
Enter
holding
the
guns that
Gungeon?
are... I want the fractal
I guess that is
gun.
kind of
It's-
Gungeon, huh?
I would like a fractal gun. It's a gun that shoots a gun that shoots a gun forever.
Yeah.
It just shoots infinitely smaller guns and then creates a fractal.
Infinitely.
Beautiful.
Get in the game, sir.
I would
Shut
like
up,
a
Jody.
filament gun.
Oh, before I forget, I wanted to bring this up, Grant. So I know I already extended the invitation for the GNTK Game Jam, and my plan is still to very much have the 4 people that I invited on the team. But we had a meeting today, and among the concerns that Kevin brought up, Among Us. Among the
Us, there's
concerns
some
that
fucker.
Kevin brought up, you know, where the aforementioned Meisu information came from. Fuck. I legitimately forgot. That wasn't a joke. He was also like, yeah, I'm afraid that we're gonna have too much team bloat. I feel like we would probably work better if we had like a smaller, more efficient team. And my response to him was, I don't think we have enough talent. Like I don't think that the individuals that we have can fully cover the gambit of stuff that they need, because Kevin is a really good programmer, right? Everybody knows this. Like he lives and breathes code, but he doesn't know how to implement it a lot. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know how to like make it interact with like particle effects, or how to make it like properly transition between one object from the next and stuff like that. Because that's like really specific to Unity, I suppose. But like essentially the thing that he was concerned with was that with the exclusion of you,
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
well, kind of too many cooks in the kitchen, but it was more along the lines of like excluding you. The other 3 people that I invited onto the team are all artists, and he was like, well, we already have 2 artists. And I was like, yeah, we have one of them who's a 3D artist that we forced into doing 2D art, which they were not happy about. And the other one was busy. So like they didn't get to do a whole lot of work because they were busy with school. So it's like, yeah, I wanted to bring on some more artists, i.e. Dave and Justin and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I just wanted to let you know ahead of time that that might be a conversation, because with you, I think it should be fine, because he's gonna try to teach you some stuff about like programming in C and C++. But I told him that you were like mildly familiar, like not super familiar, because I wanted to lower his expectations so you could surprise him with your mastery.
He won't be getting any surprise. The only surprise is that he'll be disappointed by how much you oversold me.
But will be firmly in his seats with his hands in his armrests.
Exactly.
But yeah,
He will stay stationary.
like I don't know, man.
One
It was-
eyebrow will be raised.
It was just one of those scenarios where you know, obviously I'm kind of on the team as like not exactly a jack of all trades, but I'm here to like do the grunt work that other people are too busy to do. But then I'm also like team project manager type thing. And when Kevin goes, yeah, I think we should just take some of the 3D artists and have them learn how to do particle effects, I'm like, that's not their job. Like, they can learn it, that's totally fine, but we shouldn't just expect them to do that. So anyway, that's going to be a conversation that we're going to have, and I hope that Dave is going to be okay with it, because Dave was the one that he name-dropped as being like, yeah, we could just have Dave do this other thing. And I was like, Dave will love that idea, clearly.
Oh, poor Dave.
Poor Dave.
Dave had such a wonderful time learning how to animate with Lua. Tap water. Clipper.
Tap water clipper.
Tell me anything.
Legos.
No.
Bionicle. Gundam.
The other
What
white
did he
guy.
look like?
Oh man, but
This boss fight fucking sucks.
What did he look like besides white?
tall man with glasses.
Besides white. Yeah.
You wear a hat?
No. I can send you a picture of him, probably. I probably have a picture of Dave. Let me see.
How you feeling, Zach?
Was he a brunette?
Yeah, like brownish, like a light